Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, all my Cowboy fans, all my scouts, man. What's up with you guys? Serious Cowboy fans out to uncover truth, man. How you guys doing this great morning? Had ourselves a game last night. Had ourselves a hell of a game last night. Hell of a game last night. Looks like we are live up on all social media platforms. Look like we are live up on YouTube. So good morning, YouTube. Good morning, Facebook. Good morning, Miss Tiffany. How you doing this morning? How you doing, Miss Marcy? How you doing? Carrie, what up, Scout? D, what up, Scout? Carrie, what up? Hey, man, the Scouts is in the building, man. I love it when I go live and within B Maddox, Wendy, within like 6-7 minutes, I already got like 16, 17 Scouts on here, man. That's what I'm talking about, man. I got to find out what internet provider y'all have so your boy West Coast can get it. I gotta find out what internet provider y'all got, man, so West Coast can do it, right? Hey, man, let's go ahead and get our shares on, man. Let's go ahead and do some shares real quick. I'm sharing in Star Game. I'm sharing in Cowboys Life. I'm sharing in Hard Hitters, the official America's team. Let's share in Star Status. Let's go ahead and share in Dallas Cowboy Fan, DC4L. Let's go ahead. Hey, we got a lot of Cowboy fans in the UK. My boy, let me share in the UK real quick. Dallas Cowboys Rock Original. Let's go ahead and share with them. They show us some love. We even got some Psycho Cowboy fans. If you a Psycho Cowboy fan, they got a group for you. It's called Psycho Cowboy Fans. You need to go get in there because they got some people just for you. Cowboys for Life. If you a Cowboy for Life, go ahead and share in that group. The Boys. Hey, that's the homie page right there. That's the homies page, man. That's my scout page. What up with you, Da Boys? I'm going to go ahead and share in her group. We Them Boys. We got SCDC, FC, Southern California Cowboy Group. What's up? We're going to share in there. We even got some Cowboy fans in Alabama. Let's share in there. Dak Prescott's group. Let's share in there. CNA South. Let's share in there. 818 Diehards. What's up, man? Y'all right up the street from me, man. Sharing there. Cowboys for Life. If you're trying to be a Cowboy for life, I'm talking about after death too, then you need to join that group too because it's Cowboys for Life. Actually, if you're going to be a Cowboy fan after you pass, they got a group called Womb to the Tomb. That means when you go on home, when you go ahead and be with Jesus in the upper room, and y'all got your holy Cowboy jersey on with all the greats on the back, you can this is your group for you. Cowboys to the Tomb, Cone Boys for Life. You know what I'm saying? That's for my Cowboys. That's for my fans that want to be Cowboy fans after life. You got the Sand City Hard Hitters. I'm not going to share in that group because I think they be blocking me. Star Status Cowboy. Hey, you know some of the Cowboy fans be blocking their own Cowboy posts. That's weird. Pincho porno cowboy. I don't even know what that means. I hope it's not a cuss word. Someone's already told me whenever I say that, I'm cussing live on air, so I got to stop saying that. But what's up, man? We're going to share in there real quick. It's all about the hate. Can we share in there? We're going to share a couple more places, and then we're going to be about here. Die Hard, Orange County. Let's show Orange County Hitters, Talking Cowboys. Let's go in there. Barachos. If you a Baracho, put the drink down because it's too early. No, it ain't. It's happy time somewhere. 505 boys, what up with you? 520 boys, 505, that's one side of the country. 520, that's on my side of the country. That's Arizona. Yes, we are Cowboy fans. How you doing? I'm going to share up in there. Dallas Cowboy Hot Boys. We're going to share up in your group because y'all was ridiculously hot. Kansas City Hard Hitters, DC4L Cowboy Nation. We're going to share up in there. We got a couple more pieces we're going to share, and then we're going to start talking. 105 to 3 Tolo, let's share up in there because they always talking. H-Town Hitters, what's up? Let's share up in there. AZ Hitters, let's share up in there. Cowboys for Life, Fan Zone group page, and DC for Cowboys. There we go. All right, man, let's go ahead and take off, man. I think we shared in, I know for a fact that I shared in 47 groups. 47 groups I shared in. So can I get a buck, Chuck? Can somebody can I get some shares? Can I get a commitment that everybody on the feed right now is gonna share at least 51 people? Can I get at least 2 shares from everybody? I don't care who you share. You know what? Today I want you to share this feed with a hater. You know what I'm saying? Because too oftenly we share these feeds with other Cowboy fans if they already supposed to be on here. But I think on this Sunday, preach up. Okay, I got you. Put a little something in the offering tank. I got you. All right. I think on this great Sunday morning that there is a hater, H-A-T-E-R, hater, put an A at the end. There's a hater out there that needs some deliverance. If you know a hater that needs some deliverance, please go ahead and share this feed with them. Because we are in the salvation business. That's what we do here on Sundays. We save souls, and we save souls from the pit of being another team's fan. Like, come on, let's get this thing popping, all right? Keith, what's up with you, man? Did I get a share? Bobby, what's up with you? Buddha, I already know you share. You a scout, man. We talking about, I already know Buddha on it. Wendy, how you doing, Miss Wendy? How you doing? It's one of my favorite scouts right there. Don't tell don't tell the other scouts you one of my favorite. Don't tell them, because I tell them the same thing. But you all my favorite. Hey, you know what? If you a parent and you got a gang of kids, you know you can have multiple favorites, so don't even play me. You know what I'm saying? All right, hey man, what's up with you, Mary? Hey, Miss Mary, I got Miss Mary. Hey, y'all know I got a rule. If you are another blogger from another page, drop your page information in there, especially if you a scout, because that's a page they need to support. It's just not about Dallas Cowboys scouting. It's just not about West Coast. It's also about the whole entire nation that supports me. And Star Gang is definitely a page that I support. I'm gonna be honest with you. Don't tell no other bloggers I told you this. All right? Can I tell you guys a secret? And you guys got to promise not to tell this. All right? I only listen to like 2 other bloggers other than myself. Boss Cowboy. Star Gang ain't one of them too. Don't tell nobody I said that, okay? So I don't want nobody getting jealous because they knew. You know what I'm saying? All these other bloggers, they get all weird and stuff. But I only listen to like 2 other people other than me. They one of them, you know what I'm saying? Mary, drop your tag in there because they be definitely on their knowledge, man. I love it over there. And you know one thing I love about Star Gang is they understands that we ain't always got to be friends for us to support each other. No, not friends. We don't always have to agree with each other to be friends. And I love that. I love friends that love the fact that we disagree all the time. I love that. Some of my best friends I disagree with all the time. And they be like, how are we best friends? Because we disagree all the time. And we be looking out for each other. No, West Coast, don't think like that. And I'd be like, no, don't think like that. That's what friends do. Friends don't let other friends believe that we want to go into this season without Ezekiel Elliott. You want to know why? Because like my OG, hey, did y'all have fun yesterday with my OG 5 Cent? He is the radio personality for 99.1, and he also is a Cowboy fan. So like he's been on me. He's been on me saying, West Coast, man, you definitely one of the fathers of this online talking, man, Cowboy talk. He's like, man, I want to broaden my horizons. He's like, and I'll give you some tips back and forth. So he was teaching me some things yesterday on how to like maintain audience and stuff like that. And I got to teach him some stuff. So, and guess what, man? We also learned that we worked very, very well together. Like I had a really good time calling that game with my OG yesterday. So I can almost guarantee you, as long as his wife allows it and my wife allow it, that we probably going to be hanging out many Sundays to come. Because I had a really good time with him yesterday, man. Like there were times where I just completely lost my SHIs. And I ain't gonna put the T on it because we don't cuss. But I really lost my SHIs. And my boy had me, man. Like my boy just had me. Like I ain't gonna lie. When I gotta stand up. Hey, when Big Joe got that interview, when Joe made that damn play, when Joe not blocked the punt, came unblocked on the punt, made the block, scooped it, tried to scoop it. He know he ain't supposed to try to scoop it. You know, if you a defense, you know you ain't got hands like no wide receiver. You know you're supposed to just fall on the ball. But it's all good. We're going to let it go because you fell on the ball in the end zone. There's a rule if you play linebacker and all these other, when the ball's on the ground, fall on it. Don't pick it up. You ain't no wide receiver. Fall on it. And you know what I love about him? He did try to get his wide receiver on. I get it, Joe. You wanted to run in the end zone. You wanted to big him up. You wanted to, you know what I'm talking about? You was probably even going to swipe him. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't knocking you because I get it. You wanted to run in the end zone, wanted to be like Zeke and do one of these on there. I get it, Big Joe. But hey, man, fall on that ball next time. But you know what I love about it? You fell on it on the end zone. That's the only thing that matters, man. So shout out to that defense, man. Shout out to the fact that I got to go to church in 20 minutes and I'm already sweating. All right. So let's get to this thing. I'm going to tell you guys right now, the defense, my defense, your defense. If your mama's a Cowboy fan, your mama's defense. If your daddy's a Cowboy fan, your daddy's defense. If your grandma's a Cowboy fan, your grandma's defense. Your whole family's defense is a playoff defense. I don't want to hear it. We have a playoff defense. And the reason we have a playoff defense is not even on the simple fact of the plays they made. It is the continued success you saw in every single quarter. And think about this. Even though the players change, the tenacity, the energy, the want to get the ball, the want and the desired need to get the ball did not stop. And I absolutely love this. Let's think about this, right? Our first team defense played well, but our third team defense was lights out. You can never say that about a third team defense. Half the time, you don't even know who these dudes are. Think about this. Our third team defense putting in work, man. So that's not even to say what the second team and the first team is doing when you got the leaser of your squad putting in work. Now, I want to just talk over some things that our defense did last night that was just absolutely amazing. Shout out to my scout. This goes out to my scout, Peter, because my boy Peter's, he's the one that put these little stats together, but he sent it in our group so we can all use it on our shows and stuff. But shout out to my boy Peter who put this out. My boy Peter said this last night. Listen to this. What my boy Peter told me. He says, I haven't fallen asleep yet. I've been so happy and excited over the Cowboys' performance yesterday over the Texans. Talking about this defense. 8 sacks. 8 sacks. Jesus. I'm going to tell y'all right now, the Cowboys basically made that game for the Texans a unusable game. Because I'm going to tell you guys right now, when they get back to Houston, they're going to be like, yeah, we're not even watching that film. Why? Because nothing positive happened. The Dallas Cowboys basically ruined that game for us. This was supposed to be a game where we were supposed to come out here and see if Watson is ready. We're supposed to come out here and see if the offensive line can maneuver. We were supposed to come out here and see if our back... Oh, hey, man. Shout out to Lamar Miller, man. I hate that, man. He season's over, man. Tore his ACL. Season's over. But I know the Houston Texans really wanted to use that film, but they can't because the defense just made that film unusable. 8 sacks. 8 sacks. 8. I repeat, 8 sacks. 4 turnovers. I'm going to tell you guys what's so amazing about the turnovers. I'm going to tell you guys something more amazing about the turnovers is this. This is the 3rd game in a row the Dallas Cowboys defense has forced an interception. The first 2 games, it was the linebackers. Think about this. It was your linebackers with back-to-back interceptions. Then you had Donovan Wilson get another interception. Who's going to make this team and should be starting? I'm just being real. We talking about the whole team right now, but I ain't going to get into nobody individually. But Donovan Wilson's a starting safety. All right, 138 total yards allowed. And I'm going to tell you the most impressive stat of the night, despite all the 4 turnovers. Oh, my God, the 4 turnovers. How can this be more impressive than 4? What could be more impressive than 4 turnovers? I'm going to tell you what could be more impressive than 4 turnovers. When you allow an NFL team full of grown, can I say it? It's a cuss word. I can't say it in the morning, but grown A-word adults, and you allow them to go 1 for 14 on 3rd down. You know what that lets me know? That lets me know that the Houston Texans had 14 failed drives. 14 attempts. 14 times their offense came out there on the field and the defense said no. Like, don't get me wrong. These 4 turnovers, like, I don't have a case on my phone, so I can't throw it, but I'm just like, oh, my God. But when you tell me they allow a team to go 1 for 14, yeah, they didn't score. Like, if you're reading these scores, these stats, 8 sacks, you got sacked 8 times, you gave up 4 turnovers, 138 yards, 1 for 14, and their special team scored on you, yeah, you didn't score. You did not score. If that was a college game, that's a 50-pointer. Now, obviously it's a preseason game, but honestly, we don't even really look at it like a preseason game. You want to know why? Because if the Cowboys would have been on the opposite side of that, we would have been on this show right here going just as hard as we do when they lose or when something else. When the Cowboys didn't play good against San Francisco, we were right here on this show saying the exact same things, how this didn't matter, how we need to improve on these facets and things like that. So guess what? We can only evaluate the games that are in front of us. And think about this. You have guys out there that are playing their life out trying to make a team. I want to give some special shout outs to some folks in the comments real quick because I know you guys are killing it in the comment box. A shout out to my people over there on YouTube. That's rocking. We got 20 people on YouTube. Let me go over there real quick. Hey, man, let's talk about some individuals real quick since we got time. Cooper Rush, man. Cooper Rush is going to be your backup quarterback. Matter of fact, he should be your backup quarterback. Cooper Rush, again, looked really good moving the football. I was very, very proud of Cooper Rush last night. He improved on, he's actually, to be honest with you, Cooper Rush actually has improved since week one. Since the week one of preseason, Cooper Rush has basically gotten better each week. And it's just been with the availment of more opportunities. Like Cooper Rush looks like a quarterback who just needs more opportunities. And I love the fact that he was able to move the ball downfield. I love that. And speaking, we'll talk about all three quarterbacks. Talk about Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott coming out the gate. He had that little weird overthrow, I ain't gonna lie. But one thing I say about Dak Prescott, and I'm not trying to make no excuses for him, and if you guys been watching longer than me, you know I don't make no excuses for players, but this is just a true fact. I think Dak Prescott has some like an adrenaline problem sometimes, where it's almost like, I don't want to be vulgar, but it's like, you know when you a guy and you be with a girl for the first time, you get all excited, and you be like, ah! And then she be like, it's over. And you be like, you know what I'm saying? I think, all right, this is just for the adults. If you a kid, log off. You know what I'm saying? But that was the best way I can explain that. But I say that because I think sometimes he just gets too excited. You know what I'm saying? He gets too excited and he just shoots the gun. He just shoots the gun. And like, I think that's part of the reason why he'll miss a guy that's wide open, because it's not about him not seeing it. It's not about him not knowing the play. It's not about any of that. It's just, he just overshoots him. You know what I'm saying? But one thing I noticed about Dak is he does less of that as the game goes along. Like as the game goes along, as the game progresses, he does less of that. He's more in tune at what he's doing. The second overthrow, I'm sorry, I'm putting that 100% on the wide receiver. Wide receiver, you got to keep going, man. Like, I'm sorry, guys. I know if you're a wide receiver, you're like, yo, I'm not trying to get killed. But this is preseason. Most of these guys are, you're playing up against some bad guys. Like, you gotta keep going. And I'm gonna lie, a lot of these young guys, you will see them pull up, especially when they're going across the middle. You know what I'm saying? It was a deep post route, and I just don't think I gotta go look at the film to see which wide receiver it was. But when he threw the ball, the first thing that came to my mind is, damn, wide receiver, keep moving, keep going. So that was on the second miss. The first miss, I already told you. I definitely believe it's kind of like, think about this. Remember this? Remember when Dak Prescott missed Michael Gallup in the Saints game, and it was on 3rd and 7. And Dak Prescott blitzed, and then he ran and got like 13 yards, right? And then remember, after he ran, he did this. He went, like the Conor McGregor. He did the Conor McGregor thing. You know what I'm saying? And was walking all strong and feeling all good, right? And then, on the very next play, we called a play-action pass that was similar to that pass formation, right? And guess what we did? He overthrew Michael Gallup. He just wide open down the sidelines, just overthrew him. And like I said, the reason why I think he did that is because I think Dak Prescott needs to understand how to kind of like settle himself down. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially after you just made a big play, you got to learn how to settle yourself down, settle that adrenaline down so that you can get back on to what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? And I think that happens to Dak, at the beginning of the games, because as he plays, and the good thing I love about Dak Prescott is most players actually get that in the fourth quarter. I mean, that's what prevents them from playing well in heightened situations. Where Dak Prescott, he gets that at the beginning of the games. Like, he just gets, but once the game gets tougher and harder, he actually settles in. That's part of the reason why he has so many comebacks in the NFL, because he actually settles in. I just want to see less of that in the first quarter. That's it, man. Other than that, man, I love what I saw from my quarterback last night. Took him down the field, got in the end zone. I love what I saw from my quarterback last night. I love what I saw from Cooper Rush last night. Cooper Rush was very effective in the end zone. He was very effective in the red zone, which is most important. And I'm gonna tell you guys something else. Kellen Moore was very effective with them play calls. Because think about this. How many times did you guys see spread formation like in and around the end zone? Like, that was dope, man. Like, watching our game last night and not knowing what we were going to do was pretty dope. Like, I love that effect. I I love when I watch Cowboy offensive games and I'm like, I don't know what they're going to do. Like, wait, hold up. They might run. And I'd be like, ooh, they're going to run. And then they pass. I'd be like, what? Kellen Moore, you out there surprising West Coast? Now I know you on to something. Offense looked superbly better. Superbly better. Both quarterbacks looked really good. My boy Mike White, I ain't going to lie to you, Mike White. Even if you do play lights out, there's no reason for our Dallas Cowboys to have 3 quarterbacks. There's no reason. Our defensive line is playing ridiculous, and you can only keep 53 dudes. So, I mean, Mike White, you might be a casualty of the fact that we just need that position for something else, because if you ask me right now who's playing better at their position, a Mike White or a Chris Covington, bruh, give me that defensive lineman over that quarterback any day. And no homo, but have you seen Dak's thighs? Have you seen his thighs? Google Dak Prescott in shorts. Like, I have a feeling that as long as Dak Prescott ain't taking many shots to the head, man, he gonna be fine. He gonna be fine. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, that's how we can really, I think Mike White is somewhat improving. You know what I'm saying? Somewhat, but preseason only got one more game. You know what I'm saying? If we would have saw this Mike White that we saw last night, week 1, then yeah, we could be like, yeah, maybe he can progressively get better. But now, week 3, I think it's too late, man. I just think it sucks that the Cowboys used a 5th-round pick on him. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go look in that draft last year and see who was available. And it makes you wonder, what the hell was the Cowboys thinking last year, like when you drafted a quarterback in the 5th round? Like, why would you draft a quarterback so early? And when I say draft a quarterback early, is because Dak was a 4th rounder. So drafting a guy a 1 round behind him lets me believe that you want this guy to play at some point. You know what I'm saying? So, I think it was a wasted pick. It was definitely a Ryan Switzer pick where someone had a thought and they went with it, and then maybe that guy's not with us no more, and they're like, yeah, we'd have no need for it anymore. But there's no reason for the Dallas Cowboys to carry 3 quarterbacks. Think about this. Tony Romo was our quarterback 14 years, but he only played for us 11. And in those 11 seasons that he was our starting quarterback, we never carried more than 2 quarterbacks. Even in 2015, when we went through quarterback purgatory, even then, the Dallas Cowboys only kept 2 quarterbacks. So you can definitely I can definitely see Cooper Rush. I wouldn't even mind seeing Cooper Rush play this whole entire game in week 4. If you know you're not keeping Mike White, get your backup quarterback ready. Like, for real. Like, get your backup quarterback ready. Like, I would not mind, because Dak shouldn't play at all. Dak should not play at all. You know what I'm saying? So if Dak ain't going to play at all, let Cooper Rush play damn near the whole game. You know what I'm saying? Because Mike White, you're not going to keep him. You're not keeping 3 quarterbacks. I love my boy TC. But guess what? They let him play quarterback, and I think they let him pass the ball 1 time. Cowboys is crazy, man. And also think about this. The Cowboys are trying to keep some of these guys sneakily, because think about this. You got to remember, if you only can keep, there's 90 guys on your roster. 53 of those guys are going to make this team. 7 of those guys are going to go to the practice squad, but you got to be within year 1, 2, or 3 to even be eligible to make the practice squad. So if you're above if you're year 4, like a Tavon Austin, if Tavon Austin gets cut, he is not going to the practice squad. He's not eligible to go to the practice squad. He'll be automatically a free agent. So you got to remember, some of these young guys like Quish Westry, who I know, number 39, played well last night, but you guys are probably wondering, why isn't he playing? Why isn't he playing? The reason why I believe the Cowboys are doing that is because they want to hide him. They want to be able to cut a guy like that and then be able to pick him up on waivers and bring him back on the Dallas Cowboys. Also, my boy Taco, when you were talking about this defense, hey man, some of y'all going to slap yourselves with all that disrespect y'all said about Taco. I remember I made a video about possibly trading him for Carl Joseph, and I said, hey man, if you want to give me Taco, a guy, a 1st-round pick who basically hasn't even really played. I told you guys even in that video, Taco Charleston has not really, last year he played sparingly, but think about this. DeMarcus Lawrence, even D. Ware did not really hit their stride until year 2, year 3, especially DeMarcus Lawrence. DeMarcus Lawrence was still getting suspended for dumb stuff year 1 through 2. You know what I'm saying? He really didn't become think about this. Jerry Jones said the War Daddy comment after his 3rd year. So after the 3rd year of having DeMarcus Lawrence, Jerry Jones was still saying to the media that we need to find a war daddy. We need to find a guy who can get to the quarterback. That was year 3. You know what DeMarcus Lawrence did the next year? He had 11 sacks. Got franchise tagged. The very next year, he had 10. You know what I'm saying? So, the Dallas Cowboys, one thing I know about defensive ends is it takes them some time to get acclimated, to get their running feet, to get their sacking feet. And I'm going to tell you guys right now, Taco Charleston was on it last night. I ain't going to lie. That dude who chop blocked him, if I see you in these streets, on my mama, I'm socking you. On my mama, I'm socking you. I'm going to take 6 games for that. Taco, I got you. You can't beat him up, but I promise you, if I ever see a player hit one of my players like that, when I see you on my mama, I'm socking you. Because that could end someone's career, man. That could end somebody's career, bro. You literally put your shoulder on the bottom end of their knee. You can't do that, bro. You can't do that. You cannot hit somebody right here. You cannot do this. Every legal hit that's above the kneecap. You cannot do that. You hit somebody below the kneecap, bro, they will not walk again. Like, they will not walk again. Like, on my mama, man, if somebody do that to me, man, my mama running out the crowd coming looking for you. You can't do that. You cannot do that. You know what I'm saying? Whoever, I got to look at his number. That was a dirty block. And guess what? He should be fine because that was way below the kneecap. And think about this. Taco Charleston standing up. Your knee is not supposed to go that way. Your knee is not supposed to go that way. So shout out for my boy Taco for getting up and most importantly, coming back. Like my boy Taco shut some folks up last night. Like his just aggression. Let's not even talk about the playmaking because the playmaking was obvious. Let's talk about after he took that big old hit to his knee, the fact that the boy came back in and was still effective. Taco, man, you earned the respect of some folks last night, man. Salute to you, Taco Charleston. Wendy says she likes them kicks. Yeah, that's BS. I'm wearing Vans today. Josh says facts. Hey, y'all, are we sharing, man? Let me see how many shares we got. I feel like we got some folks slipping. Ooh, I'm slipping. I got to slap myself. 193. Ooh, good job. Can we get 7 more shares for an even 200? Let me get 7 shares for an even 200. But even though the shares, I love the shares, I'm going to tell you what I love more than anything. We have more comments than we have shares. We have 208 comments. You know what that lets me mean? That means you guys are engaging and you guys are speaking with your boy West Coast. So I appreciate you guys. Let me go over there to YouTube. I'm running to YouTube right now. Hey, Ivan, you want a hat, bro? I mean, you need to hit me up, Ivan. My boy Ivan won a hat for going over to YouTube. And now he ain't been on the show. I done told you like 2 times. Ivan, you want a hat, bro? All right, Mario says, yeah, he did. Tom says, preach it, West Coast. Mario, what's up with you guys? Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Tom says, yesterday's game was awesome to watch. If I could jump out of my bed, I would have to go Cowboys. You know that's right. Cowboys fan 421 says, me too. Like, he needs to see this team close to winning a Super Bowl, and we got a lot of time. You absolutely right. Jasper says, I hope he signs soon. I'm pissed at him for disrespecting this team. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. Y'all need to stop with this, you pissed at Ezekiel Elliott. I already said we weren't talking about Ezekiel Elliott or contracts anymore because we're getting too close to the season. But some of y'all need to get out of your proverbial feelings. Like, stop being so entitled that you think that someone can't look at a situation and be like, I don't feel that they're doing me right, and should be able to stand up for themselves. Like, slap yourself, man. This is a team, but this is also a team of individuals. Because if that was the case, do you think Donovan Wilson, number 37, doesn't want to outplay Jeff Heath so he can take his job? That doesn't sound very teamly. So what's the difference between someone holding out and making sure that they get their money? Like, come on, guys. This team was not with him when he was 7 years old and his backfield playing with his mom and daddy. Like, this team was not with him then. Like, there are some things in life you have to do for yourself. You know what I'm saying? This is not about, like, think about this. Half this team won't even be here when he get back. Want to know why? Because they're going to be cut. Zeke is no more disrespecting this team than Jerry Jones is by the comments that he makes about him. Like, come on, man. Just get out of our entitlement. Like, there's some entitlement I think that certain people have with Cowboy fans that they just believe that you should just take whatever someone puts up. Like, no, you shouldn't. If you're the best at what you do, you should get paid like it. Or let's start doing that in our lives. You know what I'm saying? If you're the best at your job, someone should pay you like you not. How would you feel? We like to turn those same feelings off. That's not real, though. Think about this. Dak Prescott's doing the exact same thing. Dak wants his money, and he don't want no team-friendly deal. The only difference is, guess what? Dak is at practice, and guess what? He's still not getting paid, but guess what? Dak does not play running back. Look at all the other running backs. This has nothing to do with Zeke, Le'Veon Bell, freaking Todd Gurley, all those dudes, man, they all understand what the hell is going on right now. Melvin Gordon. This is by position. Think about this. There are 12 people making $18+ million in the NFL right now. 18 or more, I'm just saying that are not quarterbacks. There's 12. If you go look at the players who are making $18 million right now, non-quarterback, Zeke's better than all of them. You know why he doesn't make that type of money? Because he's a running back. Imagine if someone told you, hey, man, you know what? You do work just as good as Janice. You do. You work just as good as Janice. But you got to remember, Janice is a front line manager. You're a back line manager. Front line managers, since they're more in the public, they make, $15 an hour. You're a back-end manager. We'll never pay you more than $12 an hour. Why? You work the same amount of hours, you do the same amount, and you're just as good. That doesn't make any sense. If this was a regular workplace job, you would be screaming this is non-constitutional. But since it's a CBA, a collective bargaining agreement, that means they sit down as a group and they bargain on what they want to do. Those type of things can be allowed. But if what was going on to Zeke was happening at your local Walmart with cashiers, guess what? The cashiers would all be striking. The cashiers would all be saying, well, I want to see you sell some product without no damn cashiers. That's what these cashiers would be saying. That's what these cashiers would be saying. I want to see you sell all these groceries without nobody to ring this stuff up. Since you believe that since we cashiers, we're not as important as a guy who sweeps the floor. No, that's not how it should be. You should not get devalued simply because of the position you choose. Or guess what? I would tell all my kids, if you're trying to go to the NFL, you can play running back, but as soon as you get to college, switch your position. Like every single kid that puts on a helmet, no matter what position that they play, should have an equal amount of opportunity to make as much money as the next person. Other than that, that's not right, man. That's not right. All right, so and that's just my take on Ezekiel Elliott, man. Like, that's just my take on it. If you're the best at what you do, you should get enumerated like it. Because at the end of the day, I want to tell you guys something, right? If Jerry Jones offered him $14.2 million, and Todd Gurley makes 14.3. It's like 14.3 something. That is only a difference of about $120,000 a year. Do you guys know that there is not one player on our team that makes $100,000 a year? You want to know why? Because the league minimum is like $380,000. So everybody on our team is making at least $380,000. So now you're telling me we're at a point of disagreement over possibly $100,000 a year to maybe $500,000 over a 5-year $500,000, $600,000 over a 5-year career, over a 5-year contract. Like Jerry Jones, if you're okay with giving a linebacker who's only started 22 games for you $19 million on a Thursday, and he's only started 22 games for you, then you should have no problem just giving Zeke the exact same contract as Todd Gurley. I mean, that's just my thing. Like, it's like I sold, y'all remember I was selling that BMW, that white BMW? I had, because I be flipping cars. I had a white BMW for sale. I had it online for $3,500, and the dude came and bought it. One of the guys came by. He's like, "Yeah, man, I'll give you $3,450." Like, bruh, are you serious? And the dude had it $50. I'm like, how about we do this? How about you just give me the $3,500 and I'll give you the keys? But I need gas, bro. There's gas in the car. So I have a tank of gas in the car right now. So go ahead and give me that 50 you was going to put in your tank. Guess what? We shook hands. I washed it for him. I did wash it for him. And he drove off in a nice car. Now he's the big John Steed at his house because he got his wife a new car. You know what I'm talking about? West Coast. I help everybody out. Yeah, man, get a dude to $500K and let's get it over with. Because I'm going to tell you guys. I'm going to tell you this right here. I love when people say that's a bad comparison. They only say it's a bad comparison when they disagree. Because that lets me know it's a really good comparison. That lets me know it's a really good comparison. You know what I'm saying? Because think about this, guys. My boy Charles says that's a bad comparison. Now, that's actually a good comparison. You know why? Because the reason for my comparison was to get you to think on the same track as me. And if you said that, that means it did what it's supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? You may disagree with it, but that's actually still a good agreement. You guys just want Ezekiel Elliott back, and you're okay with the expense of him going against what he wants. No, my thing is this: why can't Jerry Jones just pay him? Like, there's two people in this conversation that's about paying Ezekiel Elliott. Why can't Jerry Jones just pay him? Like, everybody always expect for the player who only plays a certain amount of years. But Jerry Jones has been the owner of the Dallas Cowboys since, what, 1989? So that's not changing. So since Jerry Jones knows that he has the opportunity to continue to make more money in the future, why can't Dak? I mean, you've already agreed that you'll give him 14-something. Why can't you just give it to him? Like, that's what I'm saying. These are those kid games that I'm talking about with Jerry Jones. Just pay the dude and get it over with. You want to know why? Because with our defense and Ezekiel Elliott, I'm going to just flat out say it. Cowboys have the best team in the NFL. Period. Period. You want to know why I can say that? Because this is my thing, right? If you cannot score on the Dallas Cowboys, but we can run the ball, you know what that means? That means time of possession for the Cowboys is going to be crazy. I always tell you guys 2 things that you got to be able to do to playoffs, to win playoff games. 2 things. What are those 2 things I always tell you? For my people that's been rocking with me for a long time, what's my things I always tell you guys? 2 things you got to be able to do to win a Super Bowl. You got to do what? Run the ball, and you got to be able to stop other teams from running the ball. When you can do that, you know what you do? You control time. You are Thanos. You know what I'm talking about? You are Thanos. Shout out to my boy Iron Man. They ain't have to do you like that, bro. They ain't have to do Iron Man. Man, y'all could have killed Spider-Man on my mama, for real. Y'all didn't have to do Iron Man like that. For real. Shout out to my boy Iron Man, though. But for real, when you are able to run the ball successfully, and you're able to stop someone else from running the ball, you are officially Thanos. You are. You want to know why? Because you control the time. You control the Infinity Stones. You control everything if you were able to control those 2 things. And I'm going to tell you guys right now, the Dallas Cowboys are able to do this. And not only are they able to do it on offense, man, they're doing it in their fashion on defense. This is a playoff Super Bowl caliber defense, straight up. And if our offense can go out there and put up at least 22, 23 points a game, we ain't even got to put up no 40 points a game because teams aren't going to be able to score. If not, no 22. I rebuke that in the name of Jesus. I was looking at the people. Nah, we need more than 22. Give me 27. We can get 27. Hey, that's what the Patriots got. Patriots averaged 27 points when they run last year. It's hot as a mother effer up in this goddamn room too, up in this But yo, if Cowboys can give me 26, 27 points with this defense, man, we ain't gonna win. We ain't gonna lose too many games. Okay, let me read some of these comments before I get up out of here. Y'all know I gotta go to church, so I'm gonna get up out of here in a minute. Every time I turn it was muggy up in that garage. All right. Let me sit down real quick. Hey, man, my shirt made like this. I know y'all be looking at me like, man, what is going on in California, man? Y'all buying clothes that's already ripped up, man. That's the style, man. Knock it out. Hey, I apologize, man. I sweat every time I do anything. I don't know what it is. I gotta go get my glands checked. Kerry says, I'd put our defense being our best side of the ball. It's up to Dak when that changes. I mean, yeah, I could agree with that. You said that kind of strong against my boy Dak, though. I didn't like how you said that, though, but it's whatever. Kerry says, until Jerry and Steven see the running game fail, I don't think there's budgeting anymore, but that's my opinion. Could be wrong. What we talking about, B-Dope? Michael says, Jerry probably pretending that he wouldn't pay all these months just for an ego's sake when he intended to do it all along. I'm going to be honest with you. I could definitely see Jerry Jones because Jerry Jones does that type of thing. Remember, he did the exact same thing to DeMarcus Lawrence. Basically held that in front of DeMarcus Lawrence. We're not going to be able to do this until you get the surgery. You're going to make sure you're going to have to be here. You're going to have to do that. You're going to have to do this. And guess what D-Law kept saying? All right, bruh. D-Law even got to the point where he was like, nah, that's your job. Remember when they told him, like, D-Law has to make sure that he understands that, the cap and has to be able to work for everybody on the team because, this is a team. You know what D-Law said? I ain't trying to hear that, bruh. That's on you to figure out. That's not my job. You know what I'm saying? That's what D-Law said. That's like if your company came up to you and said, hey, man, we may have to cut our pay a little bit. Why? Because, man, the trucks is not coming in when they supposed to be coming in and then customers ain't buying. You can be like, bro, that's your job. That's your job. I did my job. Pay me. And that's how it should be. That's how it should be. All right, let me get some more of these comments before I get up out of here. Matthew Gurman says pay defense and run the ball. You know that's right. That's why everybody be saying, oh man, name me a team that is a run-dominant team that has won a Super Bowl. Name me a team that had the leading rusher on the team and won a Super Bowl. Okay, I'm going to give you a better question. Name me a team that had the league MVP that won the Super Bowl. Name me a team that had the best quarterback in the that they thought was that year. Because think about this, the league MVP didn't even win the Super Bowl last year. Tom Brady did it. So titles don't really mean anything. You know what I'm saying? Don't really mean anything. But I'll tell you this. Name me a time where the Dallas Cowboys didn't have the leading rusher and we were good. I'll wait. Put it in the comment box right here. Right there. Right there in the comment box. Tell me a time when the Dallas Cowboys did not have a leading rusher and we were good. Like, it's funny because everybody always knows the whole NFL's history. Did you know that in 1976, they had the leading rusher and they did this? Did you know that last year, Tom Brady. Well, did you know that last year, Tom Brady probably played one of the worst Super Bowl appearances of his career? And shout out to that young Sony Michel who had 96 yards for a touchdown because Tom Brady played like straight garbage in that last Super Bowl. He was like he had 240 yards passing. He was like 0 touchdowns and an interception. I think his passer rating was like low 80s or something. The reason why they got into that game 100 is because of Sony Michel, that young rookie running back. Lee says, just being honest, QB is the weakest position on this team. Lee, I'm going to ask you to slap yourself. Okay. Yeah, Lee, I need you to slap yourself. The weakest position on this team is not quarterback. I would now definitely say, I'd actually say that the weakest position on this team, and I'm saying position group, the weakest position group on our team probably is this is a Hail Mary, but it's probably fullback. You know what I'm saying? Which is a position group on our team. Then I would say behind fullbacks, I'd probably say I'll throw I'll throw offensive line in there before I say quarterback. Because my thing is this, how much is your quarterback's going to play? You're discrediting one guy over two. And one of them guys ain't even going to be on this team. You know what I'm saying? So if you're telling me Dak Prescott and Cooper Rush, yeah, I'm okay with that. Cooper Rush is a guy that's been in the system 4 years. Like, I'm not expecting him to look Dak, but I'm expecting him to look good, and he looked good. Like, think about this. Cooper Rush looked good last week. He looked good last week. Just everybody looked bad in that first week. That's just how that was. You know what I'm saying? But he looked good last week. I mean, and think about this. Your backup quarterback is supposed to be what? Look like a backup, because that's what he is. You know what I'm saying? If your backup quarterback is better than your starter, you have a problem, and your backup should be starting. But your backup's supposed to be able to look like, can he come in and get us out of a game? I think so. Or can he come and win us a game? I think so. And you also got to think, when Cooper Rush plays, man, he's going to have an Amari Cooper and Ezekiel Elliott. And that number one defense behind him. One thing I like about Cooper Rush, he has no problems throwing that ball deep. So, me personally, I'm okay. I think our quarterback room is actually pretty strong considering what Dak has done this offseason. I think he's definitely improved. I think we're going to have a better improvement. But if I had to say right now, I think our weakest link is that offensive line. I'm sorry. Yeah, the starters. Gotta love the starters. But guess what? T. Smith, he don't play every game. Zach Martin still has not played. Travis Frederick has looked Travis Fredericks. Definitely looked Travis Fredericks, but who knows if we have a flare-up. Then you have Connor, who got a touchdown called back. Slap you, Connor Williams. Got a touchdown called back. Then you have Xavier on the other side if Zach Martin don't play. I'm going to tell y'all right now, if Zach Martin don't play week 1, the offensive line is going to be your weakest link. Joe Trenchina says our weakest link is Jason Garrett. Why? What has Jason Garrett done? Y'all just be taking shots at Jason Garrett just because y'all don't like him. You know what I'm saying? There's bloggers that do the same thing about me, too. They just take shots at me, and I'd be like, bro, I never even did anything. We on the same team. How you not like West Coast? But, yo, man, like, how y'all taking shots at Jason Garrett? What did he do? He just won a game. He just won 2 games. That's what I be saying, bro. Like, what can the dude do wrong in preseason? He's not even calling the plays. That's what I'm saying. Like, if the team is playing good, how can you be mad at Jason Garrett? Like, he's not even calling the plays. Like, that's what I be saying. Like, some of this stuff, man, is just low-hanging fruit. It's just, you don't like the dude because you don't like the dude. Like, and some of this stuff just won't change. If you don't like him, you don't like him. You know what I'm saying? It's just not going to change. You know what I'm saying? But as of right now, I don't see anything that Jason Garrett has done to warrant him any, like, undue, like, hatred. You know what I'm saying? At least right now, I don't. Courtney says, hey, West Coast, what's the status on Conor McGordon? I had heard through the grapevine that they might actually be deactivating him for the rest of the year, that we may not see him back for the rest of the year. So that's not official. I don't know if it's exact, but just some of my sources have been saying that the Cowboys were definitely considering a thought process of possibly keeping him out the entire year. All of our quarterbacks inconsistent. Offensive line broke down, though. Our quarterbacks were not inconsistent. Man, go look at Dak was 4 for 4 last week. Cooper Rush, let's go see what Cooper Rush was. Let's see. Dallas versus, oh, here we go, right here. I got it already up. Let's see what Cooper Rush was. Let's see what Cooper Rush is. Bruh, dude was 15 for 25, 173. He had 0 touchdowns, but I mean, come on, man. He still led two scoring drives. They weren't predicated scored on him, but he still led 2 drives. I'm not going to say they're inconsistent, man. If anything, I think all of our quarterbacks were better last night. Come on, you had Dak Prescott, who was 2 for 5, 22 yards, and a touchdown. You had Mike White, who was 6 for 9, 56 yards, and a touchdown. His best game in the preseason. And then Cooper Rush for 15 for 25, 173. And he led 2 touchdown drives. So I think our quarterbacks played well last night. Like I said, I think it's low-hanging fruit. You know what I'm saying? So it's easy to jump on the quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying? But I think that had more to do with that offensive line, man. And that's why I said the offensive line, in my opinion, is the weakest group. It's our weakest group. Because the reason why I say our offensive line is our weakest group, because, look, our quarterbacks look totally different. When the offensive line play well, our quarterbacks look totally different. Totally different. Totally different. That group of, I got to go look at these offensive linemen because they've been moving so many, but I know a couple of them, man, just not looking good right now. We back on YouTube. Carrie says, West Coast, will we get Zeke back before the season? Abso-freaking-lutely. We will. You want to know why? Because Jerry Jones just saw this offensive team and he's thinking, oh my God. Oh my God. If we put Ezekiel Elliott on this team with that defense, this is going to be like 2016 all over again. You want to know why? Because we're going to be putting teams away. Putting teams away. And Tony Pollard is the truth. He is. Tony P is the truth. Really good. Really good. I love this movement in his eyes. And think about this, man. You still have a guy like Mike Weber who can play. The only thing about Mike Weber is, I don't know, man. He's in somebody's doghouse. Because Mike Weber should not have played it that far at the end, man. I don't know. I think Mike Weber is in the same boat that my boy Chris Westry's in, where they're realistically not trying to like highlight him because they want to keep him. Like, that's what I believe. Because once again, think about this. Every single game Mike Weber has had a pro play. Starting week 1 in the regular season. I mean, in the preseason against San Francisco. Every week, my boy Mike Weber has a pro play. Every week. You know what I'm saying? No matter if it's with the last team offense, the first team, he don't care. Every week, he makes a pro play. So I definitely think the Cowboys are trying to do what they can to hide him because everything about Mike Weber looks like Zeke. Now, one thing I like about Tony P is 100% a change of pace back. 100% a change of pace back. I do not want to see Tony P being my 3-down back. I don't want that. I want Tony P to have fresh legs and fresh agilities. I want to use him in that pass game. I want to use him. I want to even have times where Tony P and Zeke are both on the field. Let Zeke dive up the middle and let Tony P dive out the right. Who you going to take, linebacker? Who you going to take? You can only take one. Who you going to take? Like, those are the type of mismatches I am excited to see when Zeke comes back. And, man, I'm just super duper excited, man. I know that this is gonna be this is gonna defensively. This is gonna be a very, 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 very special team. And I'm gonna be honest with you, there are gonna be a lot of guys that get cut on this team that are gonna probably go play and ball somewhere else because there are some straight ballers on this team right now. Shell, what's up? He says the team should be better than the 2016. Besides, if we repeat 2016, we will get knocked. Man, slap yourself, man. Come on, truth. Come on, bruh. He says even if it repeats itself, we're gonna get bullied in the first round. Come on, bruh. Come on, man. It's Sunday morning. What time is it? It's 10 o'clock in the morning, man. It's too early for that. My boy Sharik says Tony P reminds me of Keon Drake from Miami. Still nice when Zeke comes back. Best running back duo in the NFL. You're absolutely right. I like Drake too. I like them coming out of Alabama. He was actually available like 2 years ago, or was it last year? He was available somehow. He was either free agency or they wanted to trade him or something happened. And I was then telling I thought the Cowboys should have picked him up. But I mean, I like Tony P. And we haven't even really been able to see him out of the passing game because, he's been basically our dominant running back. But we've seen the highlights that he is a monster on linebackers. And linebackers don't want no problems with Tony P on that wheel route. So we already know what he can do against them linebackers. Oscar says the weakest link is field goal. I'll put it up there. Offensive line, in my opinion, is still pretty up there, though. Just because of so much that runs and through our offensive line. Oscar says, West Coast, do you think Cedric Wilson and Donovan Smith stood their spots on the 53-man roster? I definitely believe so because Cedric Wilson did something last night that I didn't even really know he could do really well, and that's return punts. So if Cedric Wilson can return punts, that basically cuts number 11. Because he did not have a good... And think about this. Number 11 was dancing around last week. And guess what? This very next week, they didn't even give him one opportunity. Not one. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, Cedric Wilson returning punts, I definitely think that solidifies him on this team. And that also probably punches number 11 further down the depth chart. But I definitely think he could be a candidate for a guy to make this practice squad, though. But, hey, man, I got to get 11. It's 10:30. I got to get ready to go to church. Get all these kids in this car. But I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Remember, man, I appreciate the sponsor, Cowboys Experience. I appreciate you guys for holding me down. Shout out to Oats, America's Team, official America's Team stream. And also, shout out to Gridiron Hard Gang. Remember, if you are a parent who has a child between the ages of 3rd grade and 8th grade and you want them to be a part of the premier Pop Warner Junior All-American All-Star Game, make sure you hit up our boys over at Gridiron Hard at yahoo.com. Send them your highlight tapes, and they'll get them guys selected. Let them know you're a Cowboy fan so they can give them extra little something from. But all right, but you guys remember, man, never look down because the star's up. Peace.